Hi, my name is Lee Thurburn, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create a simple website by using AI and telling AI what you want and putting it onto Cloudflare. And now, in a previous video, I told you that I was in the process of creating a software package similar to Base 44 or Lovable. And I am still going to show you how that package is being deployed. But as it turns out, when I opened the pre-built sort of starting website or starting application, it had 336,000, a little over 336,000 lines of code. Now I'm using the code Sherpa to analyze it and be able to educate the AI that I'm using, which is ChatGPT, on how to edit the SDK, the software development kit that this software basically comes bundled into. And it has taken a lot longer to actually run the analysis so that I can use Code Sherpa to quickly educate the AI on how to make edits. So I'm still going to come back to that, but I didn't want to delay too long. I wanted to go ahead and produce a video showing you how to create applications, and we're going to start with just a simple website on Cloudflare. So first, go to Cloudflare, get yourself an account. If you're not exactly sure how to do that, just go to ChatGPT and ask it how to create an account on Cloudflare. What you want is an account that gives you access to workers. And as I've told you before, workers, you can think of them as basically like virtual servers, but they're slightly different. But just use that as sort of the model in your mind for what a worker is. But you're going to create a worker account, and when you log into your account, you're going to land on a page pretty similar to this. So let's presume that you do not have a domain that you've set up. So over on the left-hand menu, find Domains, click on Domains, and then go to Overview. And on the Overview page, it'll give you a list of your domains, and you won't, of course, actually have any at that point in time. So in the upper right-hand corner, click on Buy Domain, and then you can search for a domain name. So I'm just going to type in something.com, some gibberish, and .com, and click Search. And that'll allow you to find a domain name. And I want to point out to you something that I think is pretty amazing. It's super inexpensive. It's just $10.46 for a year for a domain on Cloudflare. And if you have been using website registrants like Bluehost and GoDaddy and others, you'll know you can pay a whole lot more for a domain than $10.46. So it's a bargain. So go ahead and purchase the domain that you want. And then once you've done that, it'll be added to your list of domains. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to the domain that I'm going to demonstrate on, which is xbot77. And I'm opening the domain and I'm going to click on DNS records over here on the right hand side, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a DNS record. So I'm going to click on Add Record, and I'm going to add a record, a CNAME record for demo. So it'll be demo.xbot77.com, and we'll send it to xbot77.com, and I'm going to click Save, and then you'll see down here, where is it? There it is, demo.xbot77.com, and it's all set up. So it's really that simple. If you already have a domain, you are going to most likely want to create some subdomains for different parts of your application, but in any event, you need to know how to edit your DNS, and so it's real simple. So next, I want you to go back up here to where it says a search, quick search, and if you open the quick search and you type workers, you're going to see workers and pages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and open workers and pages. And here is going to be a list of all the different workers that you have. Well, and of course, initially you won't have a worker. So you're going to click Create Application and choose the Start with Hello World. That's the easiest way to get this going. So start with hello world, and then here where it says worker name, I'm going to go ahead and put xbot77-demo as my worker name. I named them all the same. So I use a naming convention, name them all the same. But you can put whatever you want to, but you'll notice that it'll have an appendage or a second part here, which is the actual deployment URL for the based upon your account. So this is something that XBot sets up. So XBot, whoops, I didn't spell that right, did I? BO. xbot77-demo at .netofferlee.workers.dev is where this worker is going to live. And so I'm going to go ahead and click deploy. And now we are on the worker and it is ready for you to do things. Now, I'm going to orient you a little bit to this. In the upper right-hand corner, we're going to click on Visit, and that'll take us to, as you can see, xbot-demo.netofferlee.workers.dev. This is the default URL for the account, and you'll see for this particular worker, and you'll see it says Hello World. Okay, so I'm going to just close that, and that brings us back. Now, if I click on Edit Code, that's going to take us actually into the code base where we can see what what the code base currently looks like. And it's really a very simple code base, and it is just a simple little bit of code. It actually describes a couple of things, and then down here you have what is called a router block, and in the router block it has a default route for the home page, and you'll see right here it says response hello world. Okay, so that's the response that we see when we click visit and we go to the website, hello world. That's the response. So I'll just close that again. Now, this is the place, the page that we're going to edit so that we can create a website. Now, previously, in preparation for this video, I had gone to ChatGPT and I had asked it a question. I told it I'm about to prepare a demo showing how to create a website with a number of steps. And then I said, I need a simple website. No images for this demo. There will be a header section, which will contain 2 rows, one for pages, basically a menu link row, and one for a row for the logo. There will be a content section. This will be the middle of the site with a left column that'll be 20% wide and a right column that's 80% wide. The overall site width will be 1200 pixels, not the full page width. And each section should be centered on the page. Then there'll be a footer section, the last section, and right now we'll just start with nothing but a copyright date. There should be 2 sections, 2 following page sections. This will be sort of a traditional website with actual pages as opposed to a landing page sort of vertical format. There'll be a home page and a contact us page, and that's it. So the AI responded that it understands, and then it gave me code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this little copy link right here, and I'm copying the code. Then I'm going to go over to the to the worker, and I'm just going to literally highlight all of this. I'm going to delete it, and I'm just going to click paste, which is Control-V to paste the code in. I'm going to click deploy to deploy the code. I need to wait for the green bar that says version saved for the green bar to disappear, because it's not actually saved unless the green bar has disappeared. Now I'm going to click visit and go look and see what we've created as a website. So there it is, demo website built with Cloudflare workers. It's got 2 pages, a home page and a contact us page, you see in the upper right hand side. There are no images. We haven't loaded any images. We haven't tried to make this more complicated. There's a left column that we can put whatever we want to, navigation, announcements, other stuff. And then we have the main content and a footer with a copyright. So it's a very simple but very fast and easy way to build the page. Now, I'm going to elaborate a little bit. So first I'm going to click on Contact Us and see what we have. Okay, so this is just a demo at example.com, demo street. So simple, real simple Contact Us page. and click back on home, a real simple home page. Now, this content, of course, is generic and will need to be customized by you. And so what you'll want to do is you'll want to give the AI the content that you want to customize. But before we do that, I want to go back to the worker, and I want to show you a couple of things that I promise you you will appreciate later. Now, this is a very small application. It's a very small website. It's only got 358 lines of code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit enter a couple of times and give a little space below, and then I'm going to grab this little slider and I'm going to go up at the top and I'm going to put my cursor in front of E for export, and I'm going to push it down. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of sort of meta information here. If you put a couple of slashes, that tells the system to ignore what's on the rest of the line. So I'm going to call this demo worker, and I'm going to say 354 lines of code. And then I'm going to come down and I'm going to put a couple of slashes and I'm going to put function list. And then I'm going to come down, I'm going to put a couple of slashes, I'm going to build a function list, okay? So what I've done is I've put 2 slashes and a space on each, well actually I didn't put the space, but 2 slashes and a space on each row. Now I'm going to come down to the very end of the worker, and this line right here, line 116, covers the render page, which happens to run from 116 all the way through 369. So I'm going to click on the render page and I'm just going to copy this line. This is called the function signature. So I'm going to copy the function signature and I'm going to go all the way up here to the top and I'm going to paste it right there. Then I'm going to deploy, which is save. You'll see the green bar come up. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually expand this window a little bit. Just grab that column and move over. And then over on the left-hand side, you'll see a search icon. If I click on search, it actually expands this column and gives you a search box. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to double-click on the function name, and I'm going to hit Control-C for copy, and I'm going to paste it in the search box and hit Control-V to paste it. And you'll see that if I now click on function, it highlights that function, this with a double line. But if I click down here where it says function, it'll actually take me back to that function. Now, this next thing I'm going to show you is a trick I learned the hard way. When you build a website or an application, it's a really, really good idea to separate the functions with an easy-to-see visual marker. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put several different lines of space here, and then I'm going to put a whole bunch of forward slashes, a couple of lines, the words next function, a couple more spaces and some lines. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that and do that 3 times. Then I'm going, and this, when you're scrolling down the page looking for some code, it's very easy to see where one block or one function, block of code or one function ends and the next one begins. And so that's all I'm doing is making this easy to find stuff. So now I'm going to copy that basically that marker between functions, and I'm going to scroll up, and now I'm going to click on this next one which says async fetch. That's up here. This is the router block. So I'm going to go ahead and paste that in, and now we have this block here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the export, this function signature, I'm going to take this function signature, and I'm going to paste it right there, and then I'm going to deploy. So now I have a list of our functions. Now, if I go to this render page and I scroll down, you're going to see a lot of stuff. This is where the page is built. It's got all the CSS style sheet code, and it's got the HTML code, and it's got all that stuff in here. So all of this is part of the the function for render page. Okay, so I'm going to go on down and just look and see what all we've got. And it's got a footer section and so forth. Okay, so now that I've saved all of this, I'm going to come back over, and you'll notice that there's nothing to deploy at this point because I haven't made any additional changes. And if I come back over and I click visit, the changes that I made, they don't show up here. So what I want to do is I want to create some custom content here. Now, naturally, what you would do is you would give the AI the content that you want, and it would organize it on the page. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the AI, and I'm going to basically scroll down to the end so I get a new prompt section. And okay, so let's see here. What I think is particularly good for this demonstration, great, is giving me some fluff. It's I call it tossing orchids. It's saying it likes what I'm doing. Okay, so what I'm telling it to do is to send me the content back, appropriate for a chiropractor, and at the same time, separate the style sheet into its own page or into its own function, along with the home page, a separate function, the contact page, the navigation menu, and the footer, each as a separate function. And the reason is we want to be able to edit those independent of the other pieces just to keep it more manageable. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and click send, and now we're going to wait for just a moment, and it's going to be an easy write, so it's going to send this back very quickly. You see it's thinking about things, and so I'm going to give it just a moment, and when it gives me the arrow indicating that it's complete on what to do. Okay, the arrow is here now, so it's going to tell me what to do. Okay, so structure the, let's see, this is better, separate, yeah, would structure the worker so the router controls the page while separate functions control. So I think what it's done, it hasn't specifically told me, but I'm just going to replace the entire, I'm going to replace the entire page okay, so I'm just going to come down here and I'm going to copy this. And I'm just going to scroll down and make sure that what I'm seeing is what I'm expecting. Yes. So I'm going to copy all of this and put into the worker. So here's the worker. And now we're just going to actually replace everything, which means the is going to get replaced. Now I'm leaving this function demarcation visual marker, and because I'm going to make I won't have to recreate it again. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Control V, and we've replaced the entire function. I'm going to go ahead and deploy, and now I'm waiting for the green. So I'm going to come on up here. I'm going to grab this, basically the space, and I'm going to come back down to the bottom. And here's a little trick that you'll learn. Now notice it's doubled in size. It's 700, roughly 700 pixels large. So I'm going to click Render Page, and now I'm going to paste this in the middle. And then I'm going to click Contact Page, and I'm going to place that in the middle. And I'm going to click Home Page, and I'm going to place that in the middle. And then I'm going to click Header Section, do the same thing. So, and then navigation menu, same thing. And then the style sheet, we're just going to click on style sheet, come up here, do the same thing. And the export function already has that done. Okay, so now I'm going to come up here and I'm going to, well, actually render page is already selected. Okay, so it's over here on the left-hand side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and I'm going to go to render page, and actually, because it's already the last function, and I can go up here, you'll see that's the last function. What I want to do is I now want to go to the function that's right above render page, Contact Us page. I'm going to copy this, so I'm hitting Control C. I'm going to click on this, which brings me back to the function list, and then I'm going to go right above the render function, put in 2 slashes of space, paste in the contact page. Now, once that saves, then I'm going to copy contact page, and I'm going to come over here, put it in the search, And then I'm going to come down to the contact page function. I'm going to scroll up. I'm going to click on home page. I'm going to grab the signature section, the signature line for the home page. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to click on, this will bring me back to the list. I'm going to insert it right above, couple of slashes, insert the home page. Now I'm going to come down here. I'm going to copy home page. I'm going to insert it in the search. And I'm going to come down, find the home page function, go to the footer section. I'm just going to repeat this. And what I'm doing is I'm building my function list as I deploy. Okay, so I just clicked deploy, but I'm going to go ahead and click footer section. I'm going to come back up here. Now we're going to go to the footer section. I'm going to go to the header section. I'm going to copy that function, come back up here to the function list, add it in, and then click deploy. Go to the header section, copy, paste in, come to the header section, go to the navigation menu, copy, go to deploy, and then I'm going to just continue this until we've gotten the whole thing copied and pasted into now the navigation menu. Whoops, I got to go back here. I forgot to copy the navigation menu. There it is. Copy the navigation menu. Go here. Oh, I've already got navigation menu. So I'm going to copy navigation menu, paste it into the header section, come down here, and we're going to go to the style sheet. This is the all the different styles that are being used. So I'm going to paste this, come up here. And that probably brings us to the export default. So I'm going to copy the style sheet, paste it into the search, and then come down to function style sheet, then scroll up, and yep, that's the export default. Okay, so export default is already in. Now we can scroll up and we've got all of our functions in. So what have we accomplished by doing this? Okay, so we've edited the page. And at the same point in time, we've broken it out into a series of individual functions. Those functions are now in a function list. Why is that important? Well, the reason is very simple. When you end up with a worker, like I'm going to go over here to the worker that I have open for some work I'm actually doing. Let me close that. I'm going to go to, this is for the Code Sherpa. Now, I'm going to just show you the Code Sherpa has 69,800 lines of code. And if I go to this and I'm in my function list and I scroll down, you can see my function list is 356 lines long. So basically, my function list is huge. Now, if I need to find a function, there's a lot of different ways I can do it. If I'm not using Code Sherpa, then if I'm working with my AI, I can just copy all of that, just highlight it, come up here, copy the function list, Control C, then I can go to the AI and I can say, here is a list of the functions, spell that, tell me what you want to inspect. So if I'm working with the AI and I don't already know exactly what functions I need to give it, I can give it a list of all the functions and I can say, just tell me what it is you need to accomplish whatever task it is that we're working on. Now I don't want to mistakenly send that, so I'm going to delete it. And anyway, so what have we accomplished now? Let's go back to the worker. And everything's been deployed, so let's click Visit. And here we've created a little bit more normal looking website with some chiropractic focus. So we have content for the chiropractor. These buttons, of course, don't really do anything yet in terms of things like scheduling an appointment and so forth. But we now have content that is actually reasonably appropriate for a type of business. So bottom line, now that you have a framework, you can begin piece by piece improving this to make it look exactly the way that you want it to look. So if you want to change the colors, whatever, just come in and tell the AI, great, now to be hospital blue, and we don't want magenta. Hospital blue and medical green primary. Okay, so now we're going to change the color palette. Let's be a little bit more specific of the style sheet. Okay, so now we're going to request a change to customize this a little bit. And so it's going to give me a replacement block. Okay, I changed the palette to, okay, so this is going to give me the replacement code. And so let's see here. It gave me, now I want to demonstrate something. Okay, so this is the replacement code. I'm going to tell it, show me the code that is to be replaced. Show me the code that is to be replaced. Okay, so there's a very specific reason that I'm showing you this. So now it says find this code. So I'm going to click. Now I've copied what it wants me to find. Now I'm going to come over to the website, and up here where the search box is, I'm going to paste in the code. Now I can come down here and I can click on this little box, and this is the code that it wants me to replace. So what I can do is I can just scroll to the bottom, find all the code. Now I'm just going to hold my key down and highlight all of this to be replaced code. And so I'm scrolling up until I reach the top. Now I'm stopping there, and you'll see there's a little bit of a blue showing that the whole line is being replaced. Now I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to come up and I'm going to copy the code that is the replacement. Then I'm going to come back over to the function. I'm just going to hit Control V, and now I've pasted in all that code. I'm going to deploy. So I have replaced existing code with new code, and as soon as the save finishes, now we can go visit the website. And so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to close a couple of these pages here. Okay, so here's the website already open. I'm going to refresh the website, and okay, let's control refresh. Let's do a hard refresh. Well, what happened? It didn't. Let's try this again. It's supposed to change to blue and green. All right. Let's click visit. There it is. There's the blue and green. I don't know why that didn't refresh, but you can see now that we've changed the color. So what we've done in this particular tutorial video is we've done a number of basics. We've created a worker. We've loaded the worker with initial code. We've gone back and replaced specific pieces of code in the worker. We've shown you how to find code blocks and how to replace them in the worker. We've shown you how to create a function list in the worker, and we've shown you how to set up and create a basic website. Now, this can go a whole lot faster, and as you know, you have only seen the basic starting point. So what I'm going to do in the next video is I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how to add images and add more complex website layout stuff. But I promise you, this is really very easy. And here's the thing that's different about doing this on Cloudflare versus doing this on a system like Base 44 or Lovable. You own the code. You can copy this code and you can take it anywhere you want to, and in fact, it's very, very transportable. You own the code. Now, at this point in time, we haven't created any kind of application. We've just created a website. And a website's not an application because it doesn't have any intelligence built into it. There's no database calls. There's no saving data to a database, that kind of thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to take that next leap the easiest possible way, which actually is with XBot 77 as a tool. So I'm going to show you how to do that in the next video. I hope you've found this interesting and useful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching.